All right,
Yeah.
let's move on. This is an update again to the story that we previously had talked about. We're very worried. Let's put this up there on the screen. Russia has gone ahead and restarted the gas shipments through the Nordstream 1 pipeline. However, it is keeping Germany guessing. So as I previewed before, Nordstream was shut down for 11 days for quote unquote maintenance. And during that maintenance period, there was a lot of fear. Both the French energy minister and the Germans were warning. They're like, hey, they may not turn this gas on. And that gas supplies the vast majority of the natural gas that the Germans use in order to power their electrical grid. Given the fact that they're continuing to shut down their nuclear power plants and burn even more coal, this would have both been a carbon emissions disaster and would have led to outright rolling blackouts across the European continent and specifically within Germany. However, they have decided to turn that gas back on. The reality of the situation, and what I'm thinking, is that the reason they did so is ultimately because the Germans, the Canadians, and the US folded. The excuse they were giving was, hey, we can't use this gas, we can't run this gas because you guys won't give us the turbines that we rightfully purchased from Canada. They're like, you need to give us those turbines or we can't run the pipeline. They were saying it wouldn't work for maintenance reasons. The Germans and many others who are experts said they don't need these turbines in order to do this. It's to update it, but they don't want to. So by giving them the turbines, by folding on policies we were previously talking about, the Russians were like, okay, you've been good, so we'll keep the gas locked on. However, it just shows you the amount of leverage that they really have when they want to use it. So this again, though, highlights the idiocy of the policy. This pipeline provides a vast majority of the energy that Germany consumes for its electrical grid. So if the Germans were, for all the talk of high gas and all that, when it came to actual blackouts on the table, they're like, no, we're not going to do that. So they're not willing to actually do any of the most maximalist stuff, and they're continuing to ship, like I said, hundreds of billions of euros to the Russians at sky-high prices. Well, what is the point of all this policy? And I think we should also update people on remember there was that cockamamie scheme in order to set a price cap on, yeah, the Indians were like, no, we're not doing that. So, and by the way, when I was in India, all of the guys were telling me that Indian Oil, which is like the state run, has the cheapest, they call it petrol there. They're like, yeah, they have the cheapest gas. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, like, there you go.
They sell it back to us.
Yeah, they sell it right back to us. So there's a lot of rich traders in New Delhi and in Mumbai. The government is, laughing all the way to the bank because even though, yes, there's high gas, it's cheaper for them. It was roughly actually equal for the first time in my life for a price per gallon in India that I saw in Hyderabad to the United States. I couldn't believe it. I mean, usually it's double the price in India, and we're at a parity with what's happening is there. It's completely crazy. So anyway, it's an update there. However, it still does highlight that they are in phase 2 out of 3 of their gas emergency plan. And they are worried not about what's happening right now because it's summer. Yes, there is a record heat wave, but apparently they came out of it okay. And they don't really have AC, a lot of these people in Europe. But however, they're really worried about winter. They're extraordinarily worried. They have right now plans in order to fire more coal than ever before. And actually, we're moving to the point of maximal leverage that the Russians will have. Because think about it, if we're in the dead of winter, December, January, that is when they're like, okay, we'll turn the spigot off right now unless you restore X sanction or Y. And then they truly have them because manufacturing would be destroyed. They wouldn't be able to use their factories. And it would outright affect people on the consumer level and not be able to go to work. I mean, the union ministers out of Germany have already come out and said, they're like, the gas is if they shut off the gas, it will destroy the German economy overnight. And already, remember, Germany has, for the first time since the 1990s, moved from trade surplus to deficit, and the euro is at an all-time low. So I think it's trading at parity in terms of US 1-to-1 for the first time in like modern economic, since the inventions of the currency. At one point, it was like $1.60, which was equal to euro. So Europe is still suffering significantly. And it just shows you the leverage that the Russians have over them if they want to.
Russia's got them by the balls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line. They were getting 55% of their natural gas from Russia. And there is a kind of it's not really funny, it's kind of gallows humor at this point, but anecdote at the end of this article where they have this quote from Trump at the UN in 2018 said, Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. In response, the German delegation, which included the country's foreign minister, laughed.
Yeah.
So they did not take seriously the fact that, they were very dependent on this other nation. And so, yeah, Russia right now is like, I guess we'll turn it back on. But we'll see for the future.
Yes.
I mean, that is not something you would want to have to depend on. As you said, they're already in phase 2 of their emergency plan. Phase 3 is mandatory, enforced cutoffs and cutbacks imposed on their citizens. There's another dynamic playing out here in terms of internal EU politics, which is also worth noting, which you'll recall a number of years ago when countries like Greece and Italy were having debt issues and they were having, major financial issues and they were looking to the EU for a bailout. Germany was the one that was like, we were responsible. Why should our people be in charge of bailing out these other irresponsible countries? Well, now Germany is asking other countries that are less dependent on Russian energy to have cutbacks on their own citizens.
Yeah, like the Italians. They're like, hey, Italy, you guys should suck it up. And they're like, hey, you screwed us for like a decade.
Exactly. And so there's actually this quote here from the Spanish energy minister who says, unlike other countries, we Spaniards have not lived beyond our means from an energy point of view. So Germany has not sowed a lot of goodwill around the EU bloc, and they don't feel particularly inclined to bail out the Germans at this point, as the Germans did not feel particularly inclined to bail them out at a different point.
Good for them.
What goes around comes around, I guess.
I love it. Spanish honor.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.